like, oh, okay, here we go around the track. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I don't know.
Slow it down. Slow it down. Just take about hey. Just take about 10% off.
Welcome to the Board Game Snobs Podcast. Critically harsh reviews with a touch of class.
Go.
This is the Board Game Snobs. I forgot how to do this. This has been like a month since we shot a podcast.
I know.
My vacation.
I feel rusty.
I am rusty and rustic. I feel old.
You were rustic out in New Mexico.
It was.
On your vacation.
New Mexico
without me.
is beautiful.
With your wife and children.
Anybody from... I went to Taos.
Towels?
Taos. Taos.
Okay.
And that's a nice area.
Did you go skiing?
I did. I skied.
That's a rich person's ski area.
No, I skied in a ghetto area.
You did?
I did ghetto skiing.
How do you do that?
You go to one of the less nicer ski places that tends to cater towards families, and then you just get on there with cheap skis and rental equipment, and you go up their little lift, and down you go. So yeah, it was not fancy by any means. But yeah,
Fancy don't let me down.
We haven't recorded in like a month.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't really know what to say.
I'm not sure who you are anymore. Have you changed?
Yes, I have. This episode's probably going to be very mediocre. Much like the game we're going to talk about.
Oh, snap.
This episode brought to you by...
Proper 12.
We have no sponsors.
Proper 12.
Proper 12. They're about to bring out a 1.7 liter...
They brought it out.
They did?
I had it.
You had it?
I consumed 3 of them since you were gone.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Trying to cover my pain if you're missing.
I'm sorry.
You left me here all abandoned. I'm sitting here trying to post stuff on Instagram, keep this ship afloat.
Speaking of which, I could see that you didn't miss a beat while I was gone. You were playing games with everybody.
Me, Mike, Crystal, been doing lots of stuff.
Everybody.
We played Kalis 1330.
Don't talk about
1303?
it. 1303? I want to play it first.
2330?
2348?
In the year 2424.
It's a good game, isn't it?
It's very good.
Yeah. You also played another game that sucked, I heard.
What?
Coloma.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Sorry
Oklahoma.
to designer Johnny Pack.
When the wind comes sweeping down the... Go ahead.
But then we did play Fistful of Meeples.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
It's a Mancala.
Wow.
And it's a real quick, simple game. It's good.
I like it.
It's okay. It's better than Coloma.
Anything's better than Coloma. What's that? What is Coloma? What does it mean?
I thought it was just a town in Colorado or something.
Well, I'm ready for the banter. Hit me with it.
Oh, I thought we were bantering.
No, this isn't banter.
You're expecting banter
I'm
now?
expecting topics.
All right. Well, here you go. You ready for this?
I'm ready
This
for
is something I don't quite understand.
Like what?
The world's longest musical piece
Yes.
lasts 639 years.
What is it?
Don't ask me. How do you...
Oh,
How can it last that long if nobody has been playing a fiddle since 639 years ago?
well, no, it's just that piece of music goes that long.
How?
It just does.
I don't understand.
All you do is put together some notes and then say, repeat this
Sounds
times.
like pie. It's the pie of fiddling. Or whatever
Pie of
instrument.
fiddling?
Yes. It's a fiddle pie.
Isn't it just the song on Tetris? Dun, 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 dun. That song's actually called something. It's called
Probably on YouTube.
It's called the Russian. It's a Russian song. It's called the...
I'm rushing to get it over with.
Anyways, that's not a very good topic. How am I supposed to respond to this? What is your favorite operatic song? Your favorite long
Galileo.
ballad?
Ballads? Oh, I like ballads.
Like the rock
Bon
songs.
Jovi, Always. It's my favorite rock ballad.
I like that you just came. It's like you had no hesitation. Like Bon
You
Jovi.
asked me ballads. I like ballads.
Is All Along the Watchtowers by Jimi Hendrix. Is that a ballad?
A rock guitar solo ballad, sure. Is it terrible if I say I really like the Dave Matthews version of that? The super white boy college 1990s version of that.
Dave Matthews is basically the mayonnaise of rock artists. Did you say Dave Matthews?
Yes.
Yes.
I have some friends that were very into Dave Matthews. And they're still into Dave Matthews.
Okay, so I did a long story. No, I'm going to cut this short story down.
Please do.
I went to visit a friend who was in college at OU. I got into his car. He asked me, "Do you like Dave Matthews?" I said, "No, I don't."
You said, "I'd rather you crash into me."
Yeah, and so he played a song that sounded like Dave Matthews was having a stroke. And it was, I don't remember hardly any of the song except the lyrics was drive in, drive out, I'm leaving. And it just was repeated.
Drive in, drive out, I'm leaving.
Yes, it was a horrendous, but it was catchy. And I sit here thinking, I feel sorry for people who don't.
I've been to 2 Dave Matthews concerts.
I don't know you. When did you go to
It's a long time ago. I don't want to talk about it. Back when I was wearing flannel and a knit cap on my head.
Dave Matthews.
He will burn a song into the ground because he'll play a song and then they just keep it going to the very end. They just keep riffing. And keep riffing. And it's just, oh my God. It's terrible. It's terrible.
When people riff.
I
don't even know what that means, but I know what it is.
But back to the original topic. How do you make a musical? How can you say a musical piece is lasting for 630? Why specifically 639 years?
Ask Dave Matthews. He's still riffing.
He's still playing Crash.
He's still playing it.
Crash. You know what I mean? No, he's too busy making Adam Sandler movies these days.
What Adam Sandler movies? Is he in Adam Sandler?
He was in that one with Jennifer Aniston.
Didn't know it. Don't watch them.
Really?
Mm-mm. I watch things such as nominated for Oscars.
Oh, yeah?
If it's not nominated for an Oscar, I'm not watching it.
Okay. Look at you.
Yeah. Highfalutin.
Did you know scientists believe on Jupiter and Saturn it rains diamonds?
Yes, I know that.
You didn't say that when I was speaking it.
Yeah, but I knew it. Let's go ahead and X that out of your book.
Let me X that out.
Okay.
Do you know how?
Diamonds are forever. Well, they're just carbon. They're compressed carbon.
Right.
So the atmosphere, pressure, that's how it is. Do you know that you'll
compressed carbon.
All right. You got that out of your book?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Next topic.
I'm trying to bring up stuff. Okay. Well, the next one I'm just going to ask. Do you know something about dolphins?
Do you know something about dolphins? Like I know that dolphins.
What about names?
I know that dolphins, certain monkeys, and I think it may be elephants. Don't quote me on the elephants. Like they can look into.
I won't quote you to the elephants.
They can look into a mirror and they recognize
Dumbo. Jerry said
that's their reflection. Like they know that's them. Like most animals can't look like a cat right into your room, see a mirror, and freak out.
Isn't that what they say? That's like the definition of like artificial intelligence. Like if it recognizes itself.
Well, not necessarily, but yeah, it's self-aware. Like it knows this is my reflection. This is me. I think dolphins and things of that nature, certain animals know that.
Dolphinately.
That was a good one.
I used that last time.
I haven't had your puns in like a month.
I used that in our last pun. Dolphins have specific names for each other.
They do?
And they call them by that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Rick! Oh, that reminds me.
Oh,
Rick is coming back.
You remind me.
Rick Moranis.
Who?
Rick Moranis. He's coming out of retirement. He's making Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot.
That's what we needed.
Yes. Rick Moranis is back.
What about Spaceballs 2?
What about it? I guarantee
they would remake it with Rick Moranis. Bill Paxton's still around. No, not Bill Paxton.
Dead.
We always say the wrong one. Bill Pullman.
Pullman. Thank you.
And who's going to replace John Candy, though? Josh Gad.
No.
None other than Josh Gad.
Who could replace
Olaf?
Who could replace John Candy? That's a good
Jack
question.
Black.
Okay, there you go. He's our generation's.
I mean, generally going towards a more overweight person.
He just announced that he's
me.
He's just announced.
How about me? I'll just audition.
No, Jack Black just announced that he's getting ripped this year. Like he's losing weight.
Really? Me too, Jack. I'm going to get jacked.
The problem is that
Did he say, I'm going to get jacked?
no, that's the thing that prevents you from getting ripped is Jack in a Box.
Jack Daniels.
Oh, what was else I was going to say? Rick Moranis is coming back. You sidelined me. Rick Moranis is what we need.
We need more anise.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Unless it's Alana Morissette. We don't need any more of that.
Morissette?
Did I say that right?
I know. That didn't really go.
I was uninvited. Go ahead.
I don't know what we're talking about right now. We got to get back on our groove.
All right, next. I'm sorry.
Much like Stella, I need to get my groove back.
That would imply that Stella lost her groove.
She did.
What exactly was her groove?
I don't know.
And how did she get it back?
That's a good question.
How do women get their groove back? Do men have grooves, or is it just Stella's? Stella, yeah, like
Stella.
yeah, I don't know.
You're asking questions that are too philosophical for me to discuss.
So
you're discussing the difference between men and women.
I want to ask you your feelings on something. Put your book down. While on vacation,
I'm not scripted for this.
I briefly watched a sporting event.
Oh, the Super Bowl?
Yes,
Okay.
briefly. During said sporting event, because a friend of mine is a big Kansas City fan, the halftime show, Shakira was there,
Shakira.
who I remember because she's the one that she does the
My hips don't lie.
that one, and also Jennifer Lopez was there, Ben
That's right.
Affleck's ex,
Right. That's how everyone remembers her.
right? Jiggly, yeah.
Who is this person?
Who's
I
that?
think she dated Ben Affleck.
I remember her from the like the Fiat commercial.
I think she was a dancer on In Living Color.
So they had the halftime, and then they had the Super Bowl. I didn't watch. I like watch one touchdown and part of the
Part of the next.
the halftime. I completely didn't care about it. The next day, I wake up and my internet feed, my news feed, is just inundated with people hating on the halftime show
Why?
because it was like risque.
Oh my God.
So
Have they watched TV?
I don't know, but anyways,
It was two Latinas dancing. Have you seen me dance?
I have seen you dance.
Well, then you've seen
are
Shakira dance.
Surprisingly light on your feet for such a
For 350 pounds.
Such a large man. You're a lot
You would
on
think
your
I'm
feet.
Shakira.
Yes.
My hips do not lie.
They are like mountains.
But for all the wrong reasons.
Yes.
More like a mountain range. They go on forever and ever.
But I haven't heard a Shakira or a J-Lo song I call it.
Shakira was a surprise to me. I'm like, why is she? I mean, does she have a new song out?
If you're going to have somebody like Jennifer Lopez, who do you put up on stage that will match her other than Shakira? There's nobody else.
Jennifer Lopez, she's 50 something years old.
I won't say
50
no,
or 50
no,
something.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think she's as talented.
And she looks like she's 20 or 30.
I don't think she's as talented
Not that
as some
matters.
of the other talent that came out of the 90s. I'm talking like Whitney Houston level.
Right.
Like, I mean, you cannot watch Whitney Houston and my man Kevin Costner, Bodyguard, and not be brought to tears. So that's just how that is. But yeah, I didn't see what people were making such a big deal about.
They danced.
I just wanted you to know that I know you.
And I don't have issues with it.
I know you were watching the Super Bowl.
I wasn't worried about covering my children's eyes because you know what? I don't have children.
I was trying to watch the Super Bowl so I could be like everybody else. And unfortunately, San Francisco and the
Chiefs.
Yeah, them. San Francisco Chiefs, they lost. And the Kansas City.
The Kansas City 36ers.
They won. Next topic, please.
Capstone games. You know, we discussed them previously.
Yes, we did. Yes, I've talked
We'll
about it.
discuss them tonight as
will.
well.
Yes.
And we were like, we never heard of them before.
CG.
They came out like with a bang this year.
They literally made every game produced in 2019.
They have a game on Amazon that's like, apparently I watched the John Gets Games. He's all about it, called Agra.
Aggro.
Agra.
Ooh.
No, not aggro. Agra.
Okay.
It's like $31 on Amazon now.
Don't get it.
And it's a
please.
big game.
What is it? Oh, aggro. I'm sorry. I
Not
have seen
aggro,
I've seen
agra.
that. It's not about agriculture. It's like aliens, right? It's like
No,
Alien
it's
Alligator.
Euro.
It's a
It's
Euro?
Euro.
Oh, no, I don't know what it is then.
But it was very much more expensive than that. But it's been for sale on Amazon for quite some time. But anyway, it's a Capstone Games, but an old Capstone Games.
Well, you bring this up.
Whenever you do that noise, it tells me.
Well, I don't know what you want me to do with that.
I know.
These topics suck.
I'm just bringing up crap that I've had in my book I need to get rid of.
Well, all right. Go one more.
I have played the crap out of Grand Austria and London and have reversed my decision on both these games we slightly discussed before. I'm over Grand Austria. I'm in love with London. When I started out, I felt vice versa on both of them.
That was literally our last podcast, but go ahead.
No. Fine. You know what?
Okay.
I've been playing lots of Underwater Cities.
Yes, and?
I've been playing it solo.
And?
It's very difficult. My score in my last 4-player game, I broke 100.
Do you
I was
like
very excited.
Do you enjoy it?
I love Underwater Cities.
Thank you.
And I played it with Mike and Crystal, and Mike and Crystal love it. Mike says it might be one of his favorite games ever.
Everybody cares what Mike thinks. God knows.
People are saying, oh, really? They're saying, who's Mike?
I love the fact that you're introducing Mike to the audience.
No, he's been on here before.
I leave.
He's
for
on
2
here at least
weeks.
twice.
I leave for 2 weeks. The next thing all I hear is about Mike there.
Leave for two more. Mike might be in your position.
Mike doesn't have the charisma. Mike doesn't have.
Mike, I apologize.
He doesn't. Mike knows this. Mike knows this.
Mike.
You know why?
I apologize.
Mike is a good straight man.
Mike is a straight man.
But he's not a star.
Well, maybe he can host, and I'll just be the wacky guy that bounces stuff off.
Well,
of
then
him.
who's going to be the star?
Enrique.
Oh, that reminds me. Officially, we met. You don't remember this because you're
What?
But we met as a board game snobs, and we have elected Lindsay to be the mediator.
Oh, that's right.
So Lindsay is now officially our mediator of all things for which we cannot agree on. The rules are that if we have something that we need mediated for whatever reason, then we'll have to refer and wait till Lindsay to email us 4 to 6 weeks later and settle the matter. So just FYI, Lindsay and
because
Eric,
she said of the podcast host situation.
Co-host issue.
Done. Brandon Haynes.
Who's Brandon Haynes?
Well, he sent an email to our email. If you bother ever checking
I
those.
was busy skiing.
You're on,
I was on the Alps. Excuse me. Let me take off my
slalom. Let me slalom, baby.
Slalom over. Go ahead and read me the email.
Swish, swish. S. Snowplow. Drinks.
Just
Skip, Biff, Muffy.
stop yourself and read that email, please.
He said, hey, fellas, I've interacted with you a few times on the Instagram. He mistaked DJ for Enrique.
Oh, that guy.
He said,
That guy.
I don't know how to appropriately spell their names, so please forgive me. It's okay. We forgive you.
I mistake DJ for Enrique sometimes.
He enjoys our podcast. He says, I guess I should tell you, this is where things get a little iffy. He says, my favorite game of all time is the original Dark Tower.
Oh, I've never played it.
Never heard of it.
The original Dark Tower?
Like Stephen King, Dark Tower? Is it a board game?
It is a board game. It's just got Kickstarter. It's one of the biggest Kickstarters.
Is that the one that's the big tower now that like Restoration Games is doing?
It's the big tower that's dark. Yes, that one.
It's like a dark, and it's like a tower.
Yes, that one.
Restoration Games just redid it, right?
Yes, Restoration Games just did that.
So he said his favorite game of all time is the original. When was that?
I think it was back in like the 70s, but don't.
Wow.
Don't.
So Brandon, I don't.
Man.
Are you a slightly older person? He doesn't say his age.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. You just happen that.
Well, that's like saying my favorite game is Fireball Island. That's from when I was a child. I don't remember that.
Well, it may have come out. That games were all popular in the 80s and 90s.
Poplar? Like poplar trees?
Poplar trees. Go ahead.
Fir trees?
Fergies?
What's that? Fir. Fergies?
Go ahead.
Then he says, my favorite legacy game is Risk.
Oh, not bad. It wasn't our favorite, but not bad. Now, I'll come back to that here in a moment. Go ahead.
Okay. My favorite card game is Cribbage.
Oh, I was just thinking about that the other day. I want somebody to teach me cribbage. I've never gotten to play cribbage. It looks like
I eat lots of it with every meal.
cabbage. It looks like it's a very highfalutin. I'll go skiing and play some cribbage. Yes,
Like bridge
We should probably play
with
cribbage.
the queen.
Yes. Oh,
I don't even know what.
that reminds me.
You remind
I was
me.
playing some board games the other day.
With who?
What do you mean?
With who?
Meghan and Harry. Of course.
In Canada?
Yes.
Did they come down to Taos?
They left the EU.
How dare
They
you?
left.
They Brexited.
They completely
Peace.
left. How
Wait. Are Meghan and Harry, are they Brexit?
No, they're not Brexit. Oh, I thought you were saying Brexit,
Brexit?
like a play on words, like they're pregnant. No,
Brexit?
they left because
They left, and then they Brexited.
He was tired of being a royal. I don't know how that works.
How does that happen?
How do you stop being a
I'm
royal?
so sick of being super rich and famous. I'm just
You
sick
can
of it.
see where that would be irritating.
Can I?
You can.
I don't know.
Yes, you can see. People,
Oh, yeah, I can definitely see.
always people up in your
I'm so
business.
sick of everyone emailing the board game snobs and telling us of your love for us.
The 4 emails a month that we get that are laden with
Please
adulation.
Stop inundating us with attention.
Inundating. Was that like when you become a nun?
Yes.
That's inundating.
That's inundating.
No, okay. Whatever.
That's like eHarmony, but for nuns.
Oh Lord. Oh, Sister Francis.
Sister Christian.
This one looks pleasant. His favorite scriptures from the Episcopal John. Oh yes, I love it. What was I saying? Other news.
But then he said, I think the game he's looking forward to most in 2020 is Tidal Blades.
Tidal Blades is a
Never
neat
heard of
little,
it.
Yeah, it looks very complicated.
Oh, okay.
It's a very expensive Kickstarter. I missed out on it. It wasn't something that interested me.
Oh, okay.
But I'd be interested in seeing what Tidal
But
Blades.
thank you for writing, Brandon. And Richard Lupino writes us every week our podcast comes out. I appreciate that very much.
I like Richard Lupino.
Keep it up.
Keep it up. I've heard a lot of good things.
Wait. Before you go on. When I was at Mike's, my new best friend,
Yes, go ahead. Tell me about Mike.
we broke out Endeavor once again. It's been a while since I played that.
I've been wanting to play that.
I still feel the exact same about it.
What do you feel about it?
I really liked it until that end game where you got the cannons and you just blow each other back and forth out of the water.
There's like 9 modules that you can add that will adjust that.
We have not played any of the modules.
That's your fault, not the game's.
Okay, well,
I'm just
then I
bringing
just
that
wanted
up.
to say that. Just wanted to say that I have gave Endeavor another try,
Oh, thank you.
and I did really enjoy it. I just don't like that factor. But if there's a modules,
Jules?
Ma's jewels.
Yes. Hey,
That's
Ma,
my
where are your
mom's
jewels?
Where's your necklace at, Mama? I need your modules.
Go ahead. You took that was hard. That was really hard
That was a
merge
hard
in that
merge.
one. Yes, go ahead.
That's it. Other than that, I have down here Jerry's Solos on Vacation.
Oh yes. That's a podcast on its own.
Okay,
We'd
well, let's
like
do
to
that
say
later.
That was a
Do
nice
that
one.
later.
In other news, Codenames has gotten another reiteration.
God,
Guess what?
what?
The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's what we need. More Simpsons.
That's what you
stuff.
need.
We got 20 years of them on
I
TV.
wish they would kill the Simpsons. Speaking of reboots.
Bart's literally like 40 years old now.
Speaking of reboots. Lethal Weapon 5 got greenlit.
Okay.
So we got that to look forward to.
Yes.
Another Face Off.
Yes.
And
Another Face Off?
Another Face Off.
I did not see that.
I think there's
Who's going to be in that?
I don't know. They haven't said.
Are they going to switch faces again?
Well, yeah, that's like the
Is
whole.
John Travolta going to be in it?
No, John Travolta.
Didn't somebody die in the last one?
John Travolta's face is so tight now they couldn't face him off. He'd have to be like an old Navy mannequin to face off. Okay. Wow, that was harsh. I'm sorry, John Travolta.
Well,
Also, Kemet
whatever.
is getting a
A
Kickstarter.
reboot? It's getting rebooted as well?
Yes, it's coming back, baby. I would like to go on to our feature presentation. What's the game?
Maracaibo.
Maracaibo
No. Maracaibo.
by Capstone Games and our friend Alexander Pfister. He's not our friend. I've never met the man.
Alex.
Alex.
AP.
He's not our man. Ooh, that's a weird one. His games don't produce much AP. In particular, Maracaibo did not produce any AP. Maracaibo is I don't want to call it a rondel game because there's not really a physical rondel in it, but you're basically sailing your ships in a circle in the Caribbean, stopping at villages.
Doing actions.
And doing actions.
That's a rondel.
That's in the middle part of the board. The bottom half of the board.
It's considered economic exploration.
I don't know what you're exploring.
That's the category.
The bottom part of the board is actually the exploration track, where you basically move this little guy along and get free stuff. The top part of the board is like an investment track into
Point-to-point movement?
the various nations. The 3 nations represented by 3 colored cubes, for which you put out on the board and thus multiply your victory points. Really, the crutch of the game. Crux of the game comes from your player board with these little fiddly bits.
The Black Eyed Peas. That's who Fergie played with.
Who?
Oh, Fergalicious. Before she was Fergalicious, she was with the Black Eyed Peas. I was trying to think it the whole time. It was
Will
driving me
I
crazy.
Am?
Yes.
Sam I Am?
That was her band.
Sam I Am.
No, Will.
I love Sam I Am. And
I don't
green
know
eggs
what-
and ham. Oh,
You know, he was challenged to do a book with like 50-something words, and that's what he created.
really?
Dr. Seuss.
Will I Am? He's very talented.
No, Dr.
Well, did you know that the Black Eyed Peas were challenged to create a song with just 4 words, and they have completely
Where is the love?
basically all of their songs are just repetitive lyrics.
That's most people these days.
Not most people.
Most musicians these days, they don't make songs.
You listen to the
they're
Black
all
Eyed
repetitive.
Peas. I listen to the Black Keys. I like lyrics.
I like Kings of Leon.
So I don't know. Kings of Leon's all right.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't trash them.
I didn't trash them. I thought about it, but then I actually
thought about it?
I stood outside of
Thought
Kings.
about it, forgot about it.
Fun fact: I stood outside of Kings of Leon's concert one time.
Why did you stand outside?
I didn't have tickets, and also I
What were you thinking the whole time? I wish I had tickets.
no, I contemplated buying tickets.
Was there a guy in the corner?
Yes. But also crowds. I cannot be up in the marsh pit. Is that what they
The
call
marsh
it?
pit?
Where
Yes,
people
like
are
Florida.
touching me.
You were in Florida, the
I know I couldn't be
marshlands?
close. It's like people touching me while I'm listening to music. I don't like people touching
Florida, that's the marshlands.
What does Oh no! Get out the way. We're gonna get to this review.
Get out the way.
All right, so
get out the way.
In
Gary,
get
out the way.
In Maracaibo, basically you move your little ship around in circles, collecting items. But really, the idea of the game is to upgrade your ship, which is your player boards, with these fiddly little bits that you move off and then allow you to do more things. Also, kind of incorporating some of the cards from Oh My Goods, which is actually a decent card game.
Okay.
Multi-use.
I soloed that recently.
Did you?
Not impressed.
Okay, thank you. It's okay. It's okay. It's not okay.
Too random.
It's okay goods.
It's okay. It's not OMG.
It's not OMG. It's okay. You're playing these cards that are multi-use cards, which are resources and buildings or characters that allow you to do actions and increase your resources. You know how this goes. Maracaibo is probably one of the biggest games of 2019, I would say easily. Most people have it on their top.
Most people's top at least 3 list.
Everybody loves it and talking about it and so forth. And so we felt it would be remiss if we did not play it prior to doing our best game of 2019. So we put off our games of 2019 until we played Maracaibo. Gabi, your thoughts, please.
There's a lot of icons. There's a lot of spaces to go to.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on. He uses, like people have said, he uses a little bit of this, a little bit of that from all his games. As we played one round, I was getting the gist of it. We played the second round. I was like, okay, I'm getting the gist of it. I'm not caring for it. We were in round 3. How many rounds are there?
4. There's 4 rounds. And the idea...
Okay, so then no. I was in the middle of round 2 then. And you're just taking this little boat and you're going from spot to spot, and you can take as long as you want, up to 7 spaces, or as long as you want, up to 7 spaces. You can take 1 space ahead or 7 spaces ahead. Meaning Jerry can jump all the way to the front and I can go 1, 1, 1 right behind him and do my little actions. But if he gets to the end quick enough, then it just ends the round and I've lost all those actions I could have potentially taken. You can deliver goods, which helps stuff. Like I said, for this game, we went around doing the same thing over and over and over. That's a lot of games. I get that. But this type of game, being a worker placement, my main thing that I told Jerry was it didn't feel like I was building my engine. And
yes.
I felt what was it I said? That you said you liked what I said.
You talked about
I don't remember.
You had a cogent point there during the game, and I can't remember what it is. And you think
we were doing
weird.
a bunch of stuff, and I didn't feel we were a round and a half from done, and I feel like I haven't done anything.
Yeah, that's what it was. You haven't accomplished anything, and your engine wasn't building.
My engine
So, just to give you an idea, if you're not tuning in to what we're laying down here,
it was very long.
It was very mediocre to us, and here's why. And we'll talk about what it feels like rather than the actual mechanics, and what really this game to me feels like the board is useless. It feels almost like Maracaibo could have been a card game rather than a board game, and here's why. The multi-use cards are really the point of the game. In a lot of ways, you're using these cards as resources and items to complete quests and deliver goods. When you deliver goods, it allows you to upgrade your ship. So it's this neat little idea of, okay, I'm delivering goods, I'm getting rid of this card to upgrade my ship to give me better actions. The problem is that when you have a multi-use card game, part of the decision is, do I want to hold on to this card or do I want to get rid of it? I never had that. I never faltered in the idea of, do I want to keep this card? Do I want to get rid of it? No, I want to deliver it. Most of the cards that I wanted to build were already in my tableau or I was working on. I never gave me any pause on which cards I wanted to retain and what cards I wanted to play. So that was very loose. The second part of it is that the main action of the game was just that. You move your ship 1 or 7 spaces, and then you do either a village action or a city action. It was very quick. The turn was very quick, but I never really thought hard about what I was going to have to do. The engine part of the game came from building these cards out, and they had some synergy. We talked about the synergistic anchors
that were which you can only do one.
Yeah, which were so
of
important.
Each type.
Yeah. It really felt like this game took bits and pieces from not just Great Western Trail, but also
Oh My Goods,
and also Mombasa. Put them together and then
put them together very poorly.
It was diluted. Like the best parts of Mombasa, like the area control / investment area in Mombasa, is relegated to this 3 tracks, which are the countries owning certain parts of the map. That was done very poorly. I did not really particularly engage in that point system very much. It wasn't very thematic, and also just didn't feel like a big part of the game to me. And it just felt like it was tacked on. But it wasn't. I mean, it was purposeful. It felt like it. What was tacked on was the exploration track, which literally was just move this guy along, get something free.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that was just a cheap mechanic to add on to the game. This was simply what it boiled down to be was multi-use cards with a player board, a rondel, and some very cheap area control mechanics that just didn't speak to me. And so Maracaibo has gotten universal praise.
I was very looking forward to this game. We started playing it. I'm like, okay, I can. And like the second round into it, I was like, I don't know if I like this. Then at one point I was like, okay, I'm starting to get it. I get it. And then in the third round, I was like, you know what? I'm bored.
And that's what encapsulates it for me. That's the point that you brought out, is that this game never had tough decisions to me. I was always somewhat bored with it.
Literally, like you have all these cards and some of them are synergistic, some are not. All you got to do is look and see what the synergy is. If you can't synergize, what's the victory points? Is it something you want? Well, then I'll just use it when I deliver goods.
Yeah. And you refresh your hand up afterwards.
Yes.
And so there was just never really a tough decision in Maracaibo. It was fun.
And I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was expanding my tableau or engine, whatever you want to call it.
There is a lot of fiddly.
Even though you are, when you buy those cards and put them off to the side, but they're like, okay, you get points and money. It just didn't do nothing for me.
The thing about Maracaibo was not only did it not offer very little in the way of difficult decisions, but the main mechanic was very simple, but then it tapped on all these fiddly little rules that you had to remember and to look on. There was an income track. There was a victory point track. Aside from the regular victory point track, there is a victory point track where you gain victory points at the end of each round. There were just little bitty fiddly little icons and this big player aid that came along with it to help you remember these are the things that you can do. And it just was not... Don't get me wrong, it was a functional game. We played a game that was very functional. It all tied in together. It just...
As are all his games.
It just did not offer anything...
I can't do it.
It didn't offer anything new.
Nope.
It did not offer anything interesting.
Nope.
It did not offer anything thematic.
Literally, he's taken all these pieces from all his other games.
Right.
Which is fine. He did that with Blackout Hong Kong. Way better game. We'll discuss that another time.
We're going to talk about Blackout Hong Kong now.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Here's why. Alexander Pfister, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, I've ranted and raved about...
A-Fist. That's what I call him.
A-Fist. I've ranted and raved about certain designers. And I've often said, if a designer can't put out 3 games that I like, then in my mind, it's like I just can't quite... It's like I don't recognize them.
Right.
It's like...
I don't see you, bro.
No, I don't see you. Like John Cena. Where are you? So it's
John Cena in the new F9.
What?
Fast and Furious, number 9. He is Dom's brother.
Oh, who would have saw that coming?
We didn't even know Dom had a brother.
Now here he is.
2 wrestlers.
Oh.
He's got hair that looks weird. Dom bald. John Cena has hair.
Who's Dom?
That's a Dom question.
No, really, who's Dom? I watched the first Fast and the Furious and the best one, the Tokyo Drift. I've not watched the others. Who's Dom? I don't remember.
Dom
is Vin Diesel. Okay, it's Riddick.
Dominic Toretto.
Gotcha. Okay, you threw me off there. I am ready for you to watch Fast and Furious 9 and tell me all about it.
It will be amazing.
How? Yes, I'm sure.
He slingshots his car off a cliff by hitting a cable. Miraculously, it hooks onto his bumper. He slings off the cliff, and then, like, the commercial stopped. So I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
It ends up flinging him in.
And guess what? You know Han from Tokyo Drift?
No, yeah.
The one that died in the end?
Yes.
He's back.
He's resurrected.
Well, we don't know.
He's like Emperor Palpatine.
He's
He just come back.
He's back. It's Palpatine.
I'm pretty sure Dom gets
He is Emperor Han.
flung off into the ionosphere, and he's going so fast that he spins the Earth around and it starts going back in time.
Han's back.
And they could start all the Fast and Furious is over again.
That would be awesome.
Fast and Furious Rewind.
Reboot.
Oh. So
you have just charged my batteries.
Well, here's the thing. I am sure that Fast and Furious movies are entertaining. They're functional. They just don't offer anything new. They're the same pretty much. Each episode is probably the same.
I beg to differ.
Okay, there's vehicles, people driving fast. Why are you getting your notebook out? Do you have notes on Fast and the Furious? Yes, you do. There we go. Oh, Lord. Just go ahead.
I don't have anything.
Okay, thank you. What I would like to talk about is particular Alexander Pfister's line of games. The first game that I played was
German, I think,
was Mombasa. I really enjoyed Mombasa. Matter of fact, I think Mombasa does not get enough credit. Mombasa was completely overshadowed quickly by Great Western Trail.
What's that?
Yes. Mombasa has been overshadowed by Great Western Trail. I wish people would go back and give Mombasa another try. Maracaibo, to me, will... And to close out our ramblings about Maracaibo, if you like Great Western Trail...
If you were to rate Maracaibo 1 to 10, what would you give it? And no.
It's a 5.
Do you want to play it again?
No, I don't want to play it again.
I don't either.
Okay.
We have decided we have played it. We're going to sell it because I literally have zero desire because the actions... Like every worker placement is repetitive, right? This game felt like boring. Like, oh, okay, here we go around the track. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I don't know.
Slow it down. Let's just take about hey. Just take about 10% off. You're all right. Calm down. You're spinning out. Let me finish this real fast before you get going. Catch your breath. If Great Western Trail is your number one game, then by all means buy Maracaibo. There's similar mechanics, something similar to it. You'll probably like it. It's fine. To us, it's fine. If I was a Euro gamer and I had to present to you a recommendation, I would certainly say give Mombasa a try. It's an excellent game. Or if you want to play a fantastic game for which most people, I believe, have overlooked, is not only a fantastic multiplayer game, it's a great single-player game by Eaglespiel, Blackout Hong Kong.
I believe that's Eggert.
What did I say? Eaglespiel?
There's no eagles involved.
Is it egg? This is throwing me off.
It has not hatched. It's still an egg. It's not an eagle yet.
But their icon's a fox.
What's going
on with this?
Foxer Spiel.
I think the guy who owns it name is Eggert.
Oh.
I think so.
Bob Eggert.
Bob Eggert, probably. Well, Mr. Eggert, you produced a fine game, Blackout Hong Kong. Now, Blackout Hong Kong came out last year before last?
2018.
Didn't get just a whole lot of attention. A matter of fact, it got some.
No, it got some, but it seemed to be somewhat neutral to negative.
Right. It got some ribbon.
From the big boys, you might say.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I won't say.
The first edition had some.
We recognize no other entities.
Is there another board game podcast?
We are the first and only existing podcast.
The alpha
and or slightly reviewers.
And the omega. Blackout Hong Kong came out to some mediocre reviews and some issues with the components. And so here's this. Yes.
Issues with the components?
Yes. People griped about it. And the artwork.
Oh, God.
It's not great. The artwork, the components, they're fine. They're serviceable. The board is simulating a blackout that happened in Hong Kong, apparently.
It's dark.
And it's dark. It's very dark. It's very dark.
Was there a blackout in Hong Kong historically, or is this a futuristic game?
I don't know, but it is.
Huh?
I don't what?
Okay.
There you go. Blackouts can happen anywhere, especially Hong Kong. In this game, you're utilizing your team to try to secure areas of Hong Kong and provide aid to people. And you do this by a mechanic very similar to Mombasa, where you're laying out several cards into your tableau and you're making these little rows of cards. And then when you go to refresh your hand, you have to take all the cards out of your largest row. So you have to think ahead. It's resource management. It uses a rondelle. You roll dice, and the dice determines which part of the rondelle activates. That part of the rondelle is activated through your cards. You play cards, you get the resources from the rondelle, you use those resources to buy other cards, to provide resources, to secure areas, and then there's like a little bitty offering of other cards off to the side. You go into the next step where you buy cards, and then you scout out the various areas in Blackout Hong Kong. You find the little tokens and see if there's resources that you can use there. Your workers get injured and they go off to the side. The scoring is very tight until the very, very end. You really don't know who's winning the game until the very, very end. It's competitive. There's a nice little small solo campaign that doesn't change very much. It's very easy to follow. There's a really good player board that tells you exactly what you need to do.
It's very good.
It sets up quickly. There's interesting decisions. You have to really plan ahead.
What them cards are going to do.
You have to think ahead. Every round, it's planning and considering what you're going to do now, what you're going to do the next turn, what cards am I going to buy, what resources am I going to use, how am I going to secure this area. I love Blackout Hong Kong. And if I was going to make a recommendation,
top 10?
Possibly. It is certainly without a doubt.
Top 20?
Certainly without a doubt. Top 10 of my favorite solo games.
Oh, snap.
Straight up.
You played many solos when you were away from me.
Yes.
When I felt deserted and alone.
We were blacked out. Blackout
Too many proper 12s.
Blackout Hong Kong.
Blackout Gabby.
is one of those games that provides you with this feeling of planning. You have to manage the cards in your hand. You have to decide which cards to buy. You have to decide which areas you're going to expand your little area control markers out.
Within a few moments, okay, we literally went from Maracaibo
and played Blackout
to Blackout Hong Kong, both Alexander Pfister. So a lot of the same mechanisms that Alex likes used as a Pfist, as I like to call him. The card play, the card designation, the card selection, and laying down which cards you're going to use and then put them to your tableau is so much more thinky and requires so much more thought. And it's so much better in Blackout Hong Kong than Maracaibo. They don't even compare. The Blackout Hong Kong is similar to Mombasa.
Very much.
The card play. Within a first play, the first round, I was like, Blackout Hong Kong's better.
Yeah,
it's better.
I want to describe that mechanism, and just in case nobody has played Blackout Hong Kong or Mombasa, that card play mechanism that we're talking about is that you have a player board and you have 3 slots. And you lay out 3 cards and activate those 3 cards on your turn. And then each turn, you're laying out those subsequent cards. Well, at some point in the time, both in Mombasa and in Blackout Hong Kong, the game prompts you to refill your hand. And you choose...
What if time is a circle?
Huh?
What if time is a circle?
What?
When do you do that?
If time's a circle? What are you talking about?
When time's a circle, what time? When do these turns matter? You know?
What have you been reading? What have you been doing? You've been getting awful philosophical here lately.
Time is a flat circle.
No,
man.
it's not.
It is. The present is now. The future is now. The present is now. The past is now.
What? No, it's not. The present is present.
No, it's in the future.
No, it's not.
And the past.
No, you don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a flat.
Why did you bring this up? I'm trying to describe a complicated mechanism.
I tell you what, Matthew McConaughey said in True Detective.
What'd he say?
Time is a flat circle. Do you not understand? If you don't understand, I can't tell you.
No. I don't understand.
I mean, when you're wanting to execute step number 4, I'm like, hey, man, it may be time for you to do number 4, but it's time for me to do number 1.
Okay.
I'm collecting my $4.
I think this thought is a number 2 from you, actually.
Is that what you mean?
Blackout Hong Kong and
Very
Mombasa
mature.
have this same mechanism where you're deciding which cards to put down, which cards to refresh in your hand. It's very thanky. They both have this area control. It's more prominent in Blackout Hong Kong where you're deciding where to go and how to get there. Blackout Hong Kong has this rondelle. I don't like rondelles.
Yeah, you do.
Rondelles are like
You've liked it ever since Crusaders, Thy Will Be Done.
I hated Crusaders, Thy Will Be Done. The only other game that has
speaking of which, we mentioned Crusader Kings.
Yes. Oh, it's
and
terrible.
I was thinking Crusaders, Thy Will Be Done when I discussed that.
They are both terrible.
But Crusader, Thy Will Be Done was better than Crusader Kings.
I'll give you that.
Because I like that Rondelle Moncala.
Rondelle. It's Rondelle. You don't even know what you're talking about.
The Roncala. We discussed it.
I'm not going to call you. Ron will call you.
Who's Ron?
I don't know.
Hey, I don't recall. That's Ron.
Either way, if I had to make a suggestion to all of our listeners, and you're frothing at the mouth.
All of them?
All of them. If you're frothing at the mouth, your fear of missing out, and you're thinking about trying to track down a copy of Maracaibo, I would say...
Forget that mess.
Don't.
Forget
Unless you're just a Great Western Trail favorite game ever, then go ahead. Take your money, track you down a copy.
If you'd like us talk about Mombasa over GWT, blackout's your game.
BH is over Maracaibo.
BH.
K.
BHK.
BHK.
That's
Isn't it? Wasn't that a serial killer?
That's BTK.
Okay. That's Burger King.
No, that's BK.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have it your way.
Either way,
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well,
Let's play.
Have it your way.
BHK.
BHK. Maracaibo. Yeah.
Blackout Hong Kong. Yay!
Very good.
Thumbs
Very
up.
Good. Thumbs up. Blackout Hong Kong is universally
Panned
approved
by most reviewers.
Except
BGS.
we're not reviewers.
I would say it's not panned.
We're not.
But they,
Reviewers.
the predominant ones that you
don't-
might see on the YouTubes and etc., which, I mean, YouTube.
And the Facebook.
If that's how you want to get popular, I guess you post on YouTube videos, etc. But we're a podcast only. We're trying to grow organically, one person at a time, like a virus, but not the corona.
I don't look. Oh, that reminds me. I'm glad you brought that up. I don't know if we have any listeners in the China area. Do we?
We haven't heard from any now.
I highly suspect we're probably banned over there.
Why would that be?
But we do have. Well, they have a lot of issues with they don't even like Twitter. They have their own.
We're censored.
Yeah, they have their own censorship. Either way, we know a lot of people are afraid of the virus outbreak, so forth, so on.
Right.
Being in the healthcare field, I stay
here
up
we
to
go.
date on the virus stuff.
Okay, appreciate that.
So here's the thing.
Do I need to wear a mask?
Two things. Number one.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Two things.
Okay.
One, the mask you're referring to is the N95 HEPA respirator mask, not the mask that you wear out when you're mowing your lawn. So you can buy an N95 or N100 off of Amazon. They're like $20.
What about somebody stop me?
Not the Jim Carrey mask.
I'm here to PART. Why?
No,
Because
wait.
I gotta.
That was a terrible show.
Wait. No, the mask was not terrible.
The other thing you can do,
Smoking.
properly wash your hands. Don't wash them. Don't wash them.
With an R?
Wash them.
Wash.
Yes.
What does that mean?
You basically warm water,
Scrub.
antibacterial
For 20
soap,
seconds.
20 seconds, and you're good. Most of your viruses can be taken care of various that ways. So just basically, that's it. Wash your hands. Stay out away from people. Don't touch nothing. Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Take your vitamins.
Okay, so me and Gina are planning on taking a vacation in April.
To Wuhan.
Maryland.
Oh, Wuhan, Maryland.
Wuhan, Maryland.
Oh, Baltimore. You're going to Baltimore.
Baltimore, basically.
About as bad.
So should we not fly or should we drive?
Oh, you just fly.
I'm deathly afraid of flying.
No, fly.
I really needed you to say, don't fly.
I like flying because if you wreck in a vehicle, you might be maimed. If you wreck in a plane, you are dead. You don't have to worry about being
Well,
crippled.
I would prefer just getting there alive.
Well, then fly. Fly Spirit, $39.95. Can't bring a bag.
Same price as a tank of gas.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, they charge you by pound. After you get over 150 pounds, they start charging by the pound. They're
dare
rough.
you.
Spirit Airlines is very cheap.
We're going to need you to sit on the left side of the plane.
They do. I'm pretty sure they do.
Your wife and luggage on the right side of the plane.
No, you can't take luggage. You can no. You fly Spirit. You're not
Speaking
taking
of
luggage.
which-
It's $5 just to wear a seatbelt with them.
Can I pay for a seatbelt, sir?
I always take an
That's another
extension cord with
$5.
me just to wrap around the seat.
Some rope.
A rope. Bit of cord.
Did you know Wilfred Brimley?
Yes.
You know what he's most famous for?
Diabetes.
Right. He was Howard Hughes's bodyguard.
Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes'
Really?
bodyguard.
And Howard Hughes went crazy.
I know. All them tissues.
That spruce goose.
The spruce goose.
Yeah, he went nuts.
But he was a millionaire. In New York City, approximately 1,600 people are bitten by other humans annually. That's where the zombie virus is going to start.
New York?
New York? Yes.
Why are people biting each other?
Why is New York known for people biting each other?
Is it just that people were... I don't know. I think that's... I don't know.
Oh, you don't... hey, this is from a legitimate website.
This is from a legit website. I don't trust any of your websites.
How? Why not?
I don't.
Nutella was invented when?
Nutella. It's Nutella.
Okay, Nutella.
Nutella. Like the nut's gonna tell you.
Nutella what?
Nutella.
Okay, what?
It got our groove back.
When did it happen?
What?
Nutella got a groove
Like
back?
Stella?
Nutella got its groove back in World War what?
1.
2.
I'm sorry, I was off. 1917.
When an Indian pastry maker mixed hazelnuts into chocolate to extend its chocolate ration.
Wow. And
So it's hazelnut.
It's like Nutella.
Do you like Nutella?
It's okay.
I've never had it in my life.
You're kidding me.
Never had it.
Send your Nutella packages.
I need them.
Attention, Gabi Moraga.
I need Nutella.
I'll give my address. Just boardgamesnobs@gmail.com. I'm the one that answers the emails.
Whatever. Unless you're on vacation
I'll
for
be eating
a
that
month.
Nutella, that creamy goodness. I really don't like hazelnut.
What's wrong with hazelnut?
It's not my favorite. I like French vanilla.
Alexander Pfister.
Yes.
He has made
Good man.
Port Royal. I like that.
Like it.
A good bidding game. Push your luck game. Great Western Trail. Isle of Skye.
I wasn't big on it. There's a lot of people who like it. There is.
Did it win?
It got close, didn't it? To the.
It either won the Spiel or something.
It's highly respected.
Broom Service.
Now that won. The one that I think Broom
2015.
Service. It won
came
Broom
out.
Service. Yeah.
I didn't realize it came out that long ago.
Alexander's
Oh My Goods. Also 2015.
Decent.
It's fine unless you play solo. Then it's like super random and you can't win.
Yeah.
The Mines of Zavendor.
Never heard of it.
2010.
Is that like the Taverns of Tiffindale?
The Mines of Zavendor. It must have been one of his like, oh geez.
That's not.
Then he's got lots of expansions. He's got his newest one is like the board game version of Oh My Goods.
Yeah, the Dawn
Longsdale or something.
No, it's Dale something.
Yeah, you didn't say anything. You
Something.
said.
I don't know.
Expedition to New Dale?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I meant. New Dale.
Okay.
Not the old Dale. The New Dale.
The New Dale. Okay. I'd like to play that game, but I don't have the money for it right now. All right. Well, I think we've discussed Alexander Pfister long enough.
I'm glad to be home. It's good
I'm glad
to
you're
be
home.
back. And
Jerry was gone, and I had to deal without him. I went over to Mike's.
You didn't deal well.
I did do well.
It's good to be back. We're sorry if this podcast was particularly mediocre, but so is Maracaibo. I would highly suggest that you look into Blackout Hong Kong. That's where it's at, in my opinion.
It's superior to Maracaibo, that's for sure.
There you go.
All right. We're, let's see, in a couple of weeks, we're going to go to our cabin con, which is going to be me, Jerry, and Enrique in a cabin. We're going to play games.
That's not creepy at all.
We have determined we're going to take our games we haven't played in forever, such as Power Grid, which has not been played in 4 years.
Raccoon Tycoon. I want to play it again. The King's
Root, we've played once.
We're playing Root again.
King's Dilemma, we've never played. Want to play it.
Archipelago.
Shogun, haven't played it in like 3 years.
Ponzi Scheme.
We have, but that's our point. This year, my goal is, because my wife won't let me purchase games, to replay our old games that we have and we just don't get back to. Archipelago, we've never even played. It's been sitting here on our shelf for 4 or 5 years.
Credit Porter, we're going to give it another shot.
I'm going to give it another shot like it. So Cabin Con is to bring back some games we haven't played in a while, have played once, and a couple new games, but mostly just to get some stuff back on the table we haven't played in a while.
Nations.
Scythe. We haven't played Scythe since like 2017.
Nah.
No, you're not that excited about it. All right. Well, until next time, I'm Gabi.
This is Jerry.
We'll see you on the flip side.
What?
Thank you for listening to the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.